say Salon don dey struggle with economic and climate change them over the past 10 years, where that included Ebola, natural disaster them, and COVID-19. So them say the financing package aim for address them challenge them here through reform them, where they target fiscal management, financial sector stability, energy access, and climate resilience. Abdul Muwange, World Bank country manager for Salon, say the package showed a strong partnership between the World Bank and Salon government, and he say na for support critical reform them for improve fiscal management and boost climate and disaster resilience. Where he say na efforts them for achieve sustainable growth and reduce poverty. You dey listen to Rise Youth on Rise Radio 96.3 FM. The National Revenue Authority (NRA) don issue one reminder to all who that they organize entertainment events, say for all them kind events here without proper tax clearance certificates na offense. NRA say activity them like party, outing, musical festival, album launch, and other similar events them fall under the Goods and Services Tax (GST) Act of 2009, where them be amended. The authority say organizer them for pay GST from the revenue where them get from their events them, we make them forget the necessary tax clearance certificates. The National Revenue Authority (NRA) strongly advise the one them where they organize events them for comply with them regulation they are for avoid penalties. For guidance on how for get the tax clearance, person for contact the NRA office them or visit them official channel them. For use but other country them, according to BBC, the US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken say the US don't make direct contact with the rebel them where they control Syria now after them pull the Assad regime. This not the first time where US they talk about direct contact with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, where them still they see as one terrorist organization. ABC News don't agree for pay $15 million to U.S. President-elect Donald Trump for settle one defamation lawsuit after we then presenter they wrongly say Trump liable for rape. Judge Stephanopoulos been repeat this statement during one interview March 10 this year as he be the challenge one congresswoman where they support Donald Trump. As part of the settlement Saturday, the ABC go same way so put out statement for say them regret for sake of the statement where them presenter make. That's now news will come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. My name na Bintu Sudan Sise.
So that's the news and thing that will happen inside Salon and other country. Then thank you very much, Bintu, for the news. Welcome back, Famble. Members, see to listen to Rise and Shine on Rise Radio 96.3 FM, where they can hear every Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:45 in the morning. Of course, with me and Good morning, Masha. How was the weekend?
Hectic. At the end of the day, you have to be here.
And you had fun, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got for today. Quite an interesting one. It's Monday. And you know people don't love Monday, but me, I can tell people and say you just get for like Monday. So we cut from today come off from former American basketball player Kobe Bryant. I make you do the honors for reading this one, Bash.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Once you know what is it in life that you want to do, then the world basically becomes your library. Everything you view, you can view from that perspective, which makes everything learning assets for you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much. So like every other day, we bring some interesting conversation, and today's topic says the impact of sports and humanitarian work in national development. And of course, we have two gentlemen, but we'll start with the first person. I think a young person here, so I'd like you to introduce him.
Well, now we all pause it.
Yes.
So we have been joined in the studios by Dr. Emmanuel Saffa Abdulai, and he's the Executive Director for National Sport Authority, NSA. And Saffa also holds other important affairs in the country that has to do with football and other related humanitarian work. Saffa, good morning. Nice having you on Rise and Shine.
Good morning, and thank you. Good morning, listeners.
How the weekend go so far?
Weekend is weekend. It's festive season, so you have to be ready to, marry around and come back to work on Monday, which is quite stressful.
Exactly.
So once again, congratulations. I know the doctorate finally confirmed this year. I saw the video online. How it be look like?
Him and a bookman.
Well, I don't know whether it's just sometimes you covered something and then when it comes you're like, and so what? But but it's here finally. It's been done. It was a long work to get to it, but it's done.
Okay. So family listen this morning, we want to know what's in the NSA they all about. Family.
Thank you. So the National Sports Authority now. A creation of the Act of Parliament, 2017, is responsible for it. The Act says promote, develop, monitor sport in Sierra Leone. So the NSA now is in charge of sport generally in the country in terms of how to develop them, how to promote them, how to monitor them and regulate the sector.
Okay.
So one want to say, Doctor, is it duplication from the Ministry of Sport?
No, I mean I don't think it's a duplication. It's so. Let me go back 20 years. Governance get to the point where they realize public civil servants are slow to deliver things, so they started creating agencies and institutions. We will take some of the powers from the bureaucracies within civil service, but we will also tap into the private sector expediency in terms of delivery. So globally, you realize government started creating commissions and agencies, they call MDAs. The ministries are there, but you have the departments and agencies that are specialized with or supposed to carry out certain functions. So the NSN are just one. If you look around other ministries, you find that, for example, Ministry of Mines gets an NMA, Ministry of Youth gets Youth Commission. So they created additional agencies because the functions are so huge. And government are in such a hurry to deliver that they think, say, within the bureaucracies of government, they don't. So they give certain powers. The Ministry of Sport, now the parent body for NSA.
Okay.
The Ministry of Sport gets which we call policy and supervisory powers of the NSA only.
Okay. So how NSA they contribute to national development through sport?
Oh, a lot. I mean, first and foremost, we try to sanitize the space, regulate the space. So if you look generally, say, we get sporting associations where they run on their own. This includes SLFA, the Athletic Association, basketball, volleyball. The NSA, firstly, they regulate them, create good governance within their own structure. Over the last 15 to 20 years, we realize often there were battles and fights in between these associations to the point that the end product, the sports suffer. So people go to court, people were fighting for positions, there were complaints about embezzlement and corruption. So now the NSA comes in and say, for you to be a national sporting association, you need to meet this governance benchmark. You have to have a constitution, you have to have a congress every year, that your membership will elect your executive. So it doesn't look like the association one person owner one family get them. So it has to be regional. You get for play competitions. Otherwise, the NSA can take action to downgrade you or to basically ban you from existence. You have to be in existence in a way that the people of Sierra Leone, the youth of Sierra Leone, benefit, not just you and your friends or a small group of people who come together.
There's this thing here where we get this mindset, Bash. I don't know if you've ever noticed, Danny. When we talk about sport, people only focus on football. And I'm glad they say he mentioned the other sporting activities. How best we feel to be able to change that mindset? Because when we mention sport, and even the people that we feel say football is being valued more than all the other sporting activities then?
Football will always be valued more than other sporting activities because football is the biggest sport in the country. We are not like India or Sri Lanka or South Africa, who suddenly play rugby as their main sport. Our main sport is football. But also football is a political sport. If Sierra Leone can go and not qualify for athletic competition, there will not be any hue and cry. Right now we have a crisis because they still not qualify for the Nations Cup. Because everybody is expecting the team to qualify. Everybody is watching football. So that is the reason. But what me don't do since I took over the NSA 7+ months ago, almost 8 months now, is to try to ensure that firstly we get about 10 to 15 major sports that we also benefit from the resources. They will not get to the point of football yet, but we have placed them on the same, level, same pedestal like football. We're supporting them to grow. And we are, one of the things that I came up with, the National Sport Authority, is the fact that every sport for devolve, Freetown is not Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
People should take the sports to the provinces. You should take it to chiefdoms. And then you should take it to schools and colleges so young people can see new sport. So, for example, last week Saturday, we've been in a Kent where we get the sport triathlon. Then they do international competition here. We're there supporting them because this is a sport we're very exciting, very difficult to do, but a lot of people don't know about it. So we try to promote them, but we try for also expose them by our presence, and where there is resources on the table, we also try to give them a fair share of their own.
Okay. Now look at the alleged embezzlement, corruption, or pasmak DSA within into football. A lot of stakeholders, they pay attention. How you want to cut this down, Dr. Saffa Abdulai?
I don't. When I came back, I realized, okay, firstly, football is a multi-billion-dollar sport. So what Sierra Leone is spending, what people cry about, is pittance.
Okay.
But for Sierra Leone economy, it's a lot.
Yeah.
For a national team, for example, if you spend $300,000-$400,000 on a game, that is on the low side. We actually cut the expenses. One of the things I have been trying to do is, one, cut the delegation list, which we have done. When I came, they had a delegation list of 53, 57. We've reduced that to maximum 45. Yeah, because we merged some of the roles that we didn't exist. So at some point, you'll find out that there was a welfare man, there was a kit man, there was an admin. So you merge those roles. So you reduce down. Secondly, there is no excess per diem in the sport for the national team. Like someone representing country, they come on England, they can represent the country, you get $2,000 appearance fee. That also is one of the lowest in the world. And then if you win, you get a match bonus of $2,000. These are things that are happening. The thing we need to realize, the athletes then trade and benefit from them to the point where if they are getting into old age, they not become beggars.
Okay.
We have seen a lot of athletes and when in their prime they have watches, they have this small money, but then once they're not run anymore or play football anymore, they are beggars on the street because we have not commercialized the sport to the point where it pays off. In countries like Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, the US, the athletes where they run for a country, say there will be $10,000 for one appearance. They will save that. We are giving $2,000, right? We went to the Olympics, and the athletes were there, and I realized that because I just came in at that point, that their budget was that the entire appearance fee in the Olympics was $3,000. No, I wasn't happy about that.
Per person?
Per person.
Okay.
If someone is to run the country to that level, in appearance fee not going to be that small. They find a way to go Olympics, where you come, make you get something for point to say, this is what I brought.
Yeah.
This is what I saved. So there's we, at the National Sport Authority, we are responsible for the finances of the national team. We also give money to the Sierra Leone Premier League, and we ensure that they report back to us. We sit and report. That's why those funds are given in tranches. And those tranches, where you do them, you come back. It's a good governance mechanism. When there is an internal audit from the Ministry of Finance, they will go and audit them. So this is something we are going to stick to. And one of the things this new league, when they start, we're going to give them money. Government is going to give them money because the government believes, President Bill says we should use sports to create jobs for young people.
Yeah. And
so in creating jobs, you have to invest money. And I have said this many times. People are not paying attention to it because people are looking at the freer part of things. Sport are the highest job creation in Sierra Leone today.
Really?
Yes. So every time the government gives them 5 billion, which is like 200,000, it creates 3,000 jobs straight. There's no sector where they get that kind of return for that amount of small money. The Premier League, the male Premier League, creates 3,000 jobs. This is not like direct jobs, what they count. Each club is supposed to pay their players every month. That's why we give them the money and we monitor it. We tell the players, right? If you have a company which is creating 3,000 jobs, they will tell you we expended $120 million in setting up. Now you have the female Premier League. It's the same. So what are we doing now? We are supporting what we call crowded sports. So basketball. We are going to cricket. We're going to handball, volleyball. When you do crowded sports leagues across the country, you create more young people and jobs for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So the time is 7:54 in the studios. So now we can take news on youth. The mayor, Nafetong Ivan Akisoya, Don officially launched the Youth Climate Council Freetown chapter as a way for continued effort against climate change and way don't they affect the country and all over the world. Plenty youths them been deep on this launching will take place in Freetown City Hall. Mohamed Abu Conte get the story.
It needs our collective effort for us to succeed to fight this climate crisis.
That's na our ship, Ivan Akisoya, the mayor of Freetown, we been a talk to cross-session of youth them and journalists them during the official launching of the Youth Climate Council na Salon. He say climate change crisis, it no matter who some people them find themselves, but na a crisis we need everybody in attention. Saliu Kano, Senior Manager, Youth Engagement, say him feel honored for see that the launching go on and the movement go mark a start for a powerful roadmap for climate change crisis na Salon.
The formation of this council is a testimony to the critical role young people play in shaping the solution to the climate crisis. Across the globe, young leaders have constantly demonstrating the ability to challenge the status quo, advocate for meaningful action, and inspire communities to act with urgency and hope. The climate crisis is the defining challenge of our time. Impacts every facet of our lives, our health, our economy, and the very ecosystem we depend on. As focal person for youth engagement and campaign for C40 Cities Freetown Co-Chair's Office, my commitment is to ensure that this council become a platform where ideas, insights, and energies are not just heard but acted upon.
Mark Fode Kamara, the National Coordinator for Youth Climate Council na Salon, say the goal for the Climate Council na for mobilize young people for take part in policy discussion, policy development, and policy implementation we get for do with climate change.
Then we have established the Youth Climate Council Sierra Leone. How then can we ensure that young people participate effectively and everyone is included? The idea of now pushing forward with the Youth Climate Council at the local levels was brought up. With the now general support of Bloomberg Philanthropies, Freetown City Council, with the support of the Youth Climate Action Fund, we have been able to, first we conducted stakeholder consultations where in the hall just next to us here, we brought together stakeholders from local government ministry, from line ministries and departments in the environmental space, stakeholders from the Freetown City Council, to consult with them and ask them how they would like to involve young people.
After the official launching, youths have been tasked themselves and sign up to a document where will help them for see how best then will help for disseminate on the fight for climate crisis within Freetown and the entire country at large. For Rise Radio, Mohamed Abu Conte, the report.
Plenty thank you to Mohamed Abu Conte for now report day, and now we use story for the day. You still listen to Rise and Shine. They come to you live on Rise Radio 96.3 FM and also on the Facebook page, Rise Radio SL. Yourself can send your message to the number 077 963 963. Still at the studios, Dr. Emmanuel Saffa Abdulai, the Executive Director for the NSA. We'll come back again to Dr. Saffa Abdulai, and very soon we'll join with Dex for some commercial updates. Dr. Look, when you first reach now NSA, which you first pick up?
So basically, always you'll find out that sometimes offices are created with a very good intention, or good intentions, and then people are appointed into offices who, for obvious reasons, will run it down. The NSA, when I went there, had nothing, like it wasn't even functional. I can tell you now, because when I took over, I was being very careful about what I say. You don't want to look like you're just coming here to witch hunt people. But there was nothing going on. People go to work at 10, they leave at 2. When there is a travel activity, they all come in and everybody go away. So they're really not functional. So the first thing was to try to get everyone to understand that this is an office. You have to work. And also the directors were there. They didn't have any job. They didn't have leadership to lead them. Very good young guys who wanted to do things. But the culture of really productivity was low. Also, you realize when they said National Sport Authority, all the sporting association thought, well, now we get international travel, we go there, then go take money to government and give up. So most of the sports in the country were not being played locally. So I mean, now you could see what is happening. We are doing marathon, we are doing triathlon, we are doing football, So we said, look, no, if you don't play your sport locally, we can't give you money to travel.
Exactly.
Because you have to play, be ready,
Yes.
be competitive, then you can represent us internationally.
I know we get a lot for talk on the impact, challenges, and other things there. We'll go for a quick commercial break, and we'll come right back, continue discussion with Dr. Emmanuel Saffa Abdulai.
Happy new month from AfriMoney. And from the 1st to the 10th this month, you get your full 10% instant cashback when you buy headset top up with AfriMoney. If you buy 100 leons, you get 10 leons cashback right now your phone. You buy 1,000 leons, you get 100 leons back. Well, if you buy 10,000 leons now, just know so you get 1,000 leons cashback instant one with AfriMoney. Do one yourself, so you get the instant 10% cashback direct on your AfriMoney wallet. Do one right now. Buy headset top up with AfriMoney, so you go get you instant 10% cashback. No make person do one for you. Dial *161 *2 # for buy headset top up with AfriMoney, so you full 10% cashback go land on your phone full. For no more, call 161. AfriMoney, quick and easy.
Maria, I see say you give small mark soft drink back. You know say you get so sugar, eh?
I know, but he asked for friend drink where he like. What's again I go able game?
You don't try Sierra juice. Now you know mommy they give me picking them. You no get better sugar or you compare them to the other juice. In fact, na natural thing them they use for make them, we flop with thing them where they nourish the body, and that's the help for make picking grow fine.
Talk true. I'm glad for you this so, but na the body no more is good for, or is sweet na mouth?
Me sister, is sweet. Say, make I tell you the best part. Sierra juice they support with local economy, as na Salonia then they get all the thing them where they use for make the juice. It better for we picking them and we country.
Wow, I no be know all this. At the beginning, Max Sierra juice want them. Also, I go able know more about them.
Now for check the research lab, they don't do all their studies for back 'em up. Sierra juice na the smart and healthy choice for we picking them.
For more information, call 077 600 000. Sierra juice, the taste of Salon.
Welcome back, family members. You listen to Rise and Shine on Rise Radio 96.3 FM, where they come to you every Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:45 in the morning. Of course, with me, Precious, and Bash, of course. Well, that's what you know for you. That's just nothing. Bash. Or I say Ambassador Bash. Yourself can add your voice. You can send your message or call the number 077-963-963, or drop your comments on our Facebook page, and definitely we go read them and respond to them. So we have a few messages here for you, Doctor. So the first one saying, How accessible are sports program or resources in rural areas compared to the urban areas? So do you feel that sports in Sierra Leone receive adequate funding and support? Then the last one say, what role do you think sports can play in promoting peace and national cohesion in Sierra Leone?
Yeah, thank you. So we still try to take sports to the rural areas. Like I said, when me start for working at NSA, I realized 2-3 party then Afriton go come together and say, we're a National Ludo Players Association. And I asked them, how do you become national? You can forget branches in the region, the district, so that you become national, which means the sport is played in these places. You can't just come together and say you are national. Then one of the things we realize, you find out that people who left Sudan then see a new sport on the internet, then they can register them. And then the next day they want to go to the international conference or competition, even when they are not playing it. So really, it's been hard for the rural areas to access sport and resources. That's very clear. It's not just the rural areas, it's also the schools and colleges. It's been difficult for them to access sport. So one of the things we're doing now is to roll it out, roll it into schools, roll it into colleges, roll it to the provinces. The second question is that no, sports is not being adequately funded. But look, I mean, last year's budget for sport entirely was 99 million, which is 99 billion. When you look at that, it's about 3.5 million dollars for sport. That's nothing. But also you have to understand that the economy is struggling, the country is small, but it's really nothing. Let me tell you something. Leon Star alone, when he plays 3 home games, it takes like 60 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, so then what is left for the other disciplines? And you have to participate with your stars. So sport is not really being funded. So this is the reason why when I came, we don't begin work on the sports development fund. What we are trying to do is to diversify the funding base. Now we want the private sector, we want citizens, we want to raise funds through deduction from taxes. It's from smaller places, you understand? Because running to government that has all these priorities, and they ask government, say, in 90 days, give me $3 million. That's a lot to ask for. So we're going to help the government to ensure that we're able to diversify the funding base. Also, the good thing is the National Sport Authority controls and manages what is it called? They control and manage the assets, the sporting assets. So the National Stadium is also almost being completed in the first phase. The second phase, then in rentals and in usage will also bring resources to the country. Sport is the major unifier in a country where it's so divided, so polarized. This is a country where everybody's either Timini or Mende or APC, SLPP. The only time you see everyone together is when they're playing sport, when football is playing, or when they're there, they're shouting about their athletes or they're arguing about them. So government, opposition, and the people of Sierra Leone should value football and sport. They should value it because it brings everyone together. And in a country where we not get commonalities these days, this is really a major treasure trove that we have, and we should promote it. But it also creates jobs for young people. So let's say Premier League is starting on Friday, which is the 20th, right? 3,000 young people are going to be taken off the streets, right? Playing football. Now morning then go for go train, where they can then rest. Then on weekends they play game. Months done, even if it's 700,000, 1 million or 1,000 leons, they get it. Now that's a great thing. Otherwise they will be there pickpocketing, they'll be there breaking into your homes or your cars. So that's something. If you expand that to the regions and expand them to the first and second division leagues, then say clearly this is going to be a massive boost for reducing crimes in the country, and at the same time ensuring that things are acquired. So yes, sport does contribute a lot to national development. It brings people together. You can use sports to spread messages, because every time people go look game, they're very listening to the commentaries, and whatever you say, they're listening to it. So it's a massive platform.
I know you don't get an amazing time in our office. It's almost 8 months, but 2 debates we still there at you. One, when you take up office, you bring some students from law departments who can help the NSA, which other people feel say wrong. Because then secondly, Leosta fail for qualify for go Morocco. Some other corridor they blame you, say there are things in the way you do way wrong when we couldn't qualify. Let's
discuss them.
Let's discuss that. Yeah. So first one when you bring your law student then for can help na NSA, and secondly why Leosta fail for qualify.
Okay, let's talk about law student then. This is the point in the I studied overseas all of the time. All of my postgraduate courses I studied overseas. When you go into a postgraduate course, way ahead, they tell you, when you do 6 months, there will be a month or 2 where you go on internship, right? Because they want to introduce you to real life work, that's experience. These law students were not employed. These law students were brought in as volunteers. These are the best law students of that year. Almost all of them got first class and 2-1s, right? He brought them in, said, "Want to help me research?" What did those students do? They produced almost all the legal documents, waiting for them produced 2007, where the act passed. What did they produce? They produced the Sports Development Fund regulation, which, if we hire a consultant, we would pay $30,000-$40,000 for. They produced the anti-doping regulation. They produced the Court of Arbitration regulations. Imagine Sierra Leone has not domesticated Court of Arbitration as of today. Right? So they produced all of those regulations, about 4 of them. It's now there. Next year, we take concurrent law officers, then put them into the documentation, then GIWI will pass them, which means we have taken a quantum leap in implementing. These guys do not take anybody's job. They came in, I look within the budget, we give them reasonable per diem as transport, 1,000 per month, 3,000 per 3 months. We gave it to them. It did not hurt anybody. It did not take anybody's job. They brought value to the institution, transformed a lot of things. Only a sadist go find this difficult as to why you brought people to help you to move an institution that has glided for 6 years.
So during the period of them helping you, were the other members of staff involved?
Of course. In fact, the directors were leading them.
Okay.
Look, most of these regulations which I have called for you belongs to the various directorates. So, for example, in terms of Sport Development Fund, Director Ali Nine, they supervise them. When we go to CAS, Director Lambert, they supervise them. Now then they lead and then they develop the table of contents with them, they discuss them, when they don't draft, and then they give. So nobody was deprived. But let me tell you again, I have to be honest with you. Yeah. The capacity that those law students brought, the staff at NSA didn't have it. These were intelligent young guys, really ready, researching. When you tell them someone to draft regulations, they will get what you call brand bag, who introduce the NSA. They call you and say, let's present what we have. Oh, so the law for this. In Ghana, so in Nigeria, they give you comparative analysis. And you guys were sitting there like, so these guys did not just come and sit there. They delivered, and they are now in law school. All of them get admitted into law school, right? When they finish, you have not given them a new perspective of the law, not just for go law court, not just for do criminal law. People are now thinking of going to do masters in sporting law because they realize it's a lucrative and engaging area. Let's talk about Leon Star. Yeah. What is it that we did not do?
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. What's our get wrong?
Let's not. The people are blaming who. Yeah. But I mean, what is it that we, as NSA and the government, did not do for this thing? Mm-hmm. I have asked that question. Last week I was in Parliament. Tomorrow in Parliament, asked them, what is it that we did not do? In the midst of financial inadequacies, we provided for this team everything. Food, hotels, we provided them everything. Now, the people are raising a lot of concerns about the issue of Kaikamara. These are national conversations. We all have to have it. Yeah. Would that accountable, we hold them to account, right? Would that get for, would that hate get for job get for lost job? You understand? Kaikamara they play in America. Kai Kamara now the second all-time highest goal scorer in the U.S. League. When the AFCON competition started, they called the national team. Kai was not there. But we have strikers where they play in a 5th, 6th division leagues we don't know. They call them. I had a conversation with the president. I said, we have one of the best in the U.S. Why is he not on there?
Yeah.
He said, oh, I'll talk to the coach. He went to talk to the coach. I never spoke to the coach about Kai myself because it's not my business.
Okay.
I went to watch another game. So the coach walked up to me and said, oh, then say you make recommendation for Kai. I said, oh, yes. He said, in my game plan. He said, I will consider him. I said, okay. I never spoke to him again. We went to the radio at 98.1 after we don't lost the first 2 games. We lost against Chad. Then we lost with second game against, I think it was Zambia.
Yeah.
And then I came back to them. I said, we are having a problem of goal scoring. Even with the Chad game, we missed last minute 4 goals in a row. I said, I still recommend you consider Kai. Oh, Kai get problem. Kai we cannot camp. It create issues. I said the issues with Kai being the create, not being for logistics. We are here, there will be no logistical problems. We disagree. We lost the other 2 games.
Yeah.
Then I sit down one morning, and the president of the FA said to me, Daddy Brahma, he said, oh, you man, with a collar this time. I said, it's up to you guys. They called him. Now we don't almost go out.
Yeah.
They brought him. To do what? When they texted him, he was angry. He did not respond. They came back to me, oh, they talked to Kai. I said, I don't know. So I called Kai. Respect there between me and players. I treat everybody equally with respect. And then he said, but now then they call me. What can I do? I said, Kai, it's your country. We have 2 last games. If we win them, results go away on the other games, we may qualify. You say, I'm not a camp. Last minute. I was on the phone with Kai. He on the phone with his club. The club said, oh, we can't let you go and this and, eventually he got them to agree. He bought his own ticket. He flew. He came play. We did not win. So what's the problem?
So I think in this case we're supposed to blame, who are we supposed to blame? The players or the coach?
It's a 2-way approach. But Kai left the camp earlier than expected.
No, again, that's the thing. People are not speaking the truth. And this is when you have toxic people around the sector. Now, a lot of things has been going wrong in the national team. I don't want to go into that today. People think that they get them. People think what they want to do is what they do. People think they don't think about country. They think about them being there. And once you want to bring sanity, they gang up. You can now see what they've done. They've ganged up against the NSA. It's the NSA's fault. It's the NSA's fault. They know the problem, right? I keep asking everyone, what is the NSA? What has the NSA done? Right? Kai was coming in club. They play what's called national playoff. And the coach tell him, say, if you go to Sierra Leone, you win against Chad, I will lose you for the home and away game. And I said, yes. He said, I'm sorry, it's my country. I was on the other line. The coach there on the other line. He said, but if you go Sierra Leone or win the game, you may have to come back because there will be 1 game here for us. He said, that's the condition. He said, yes, sir. They agreed. Before he came, he put it in writing. He said, if I come, we win the first game. I obviously not go left Sierra Leone, they play Zambia. I go back. He said, but if we not win, our last game not important. I have to go back. They agreed. He came, we not win. And then he said, look, I have to go. Even he delay his flight, I have to change his ticket. Because then Christian Coker had left the camp. Now being the most senior player, he delayed. He had a meeting with the players. He explained to them. The player said, but this last game not really important. Go and play the one way important for your career. And then he left. Then they twist it. Oh, he don't come. He don't play 1 game. He don't vex. He don't left with.
So quick logistic challenge you will get allegedly. The game now Ivory Coast against Chad. Without the player them not eat before the game.
That's not true.
Okay. It's a logistic challenge.
No. That's not true. We have financial problems.
Okay.
As we speak, we where they run football, we are in arrears of 26 billion. Government has not given us. Because government, again, is struggling.
But earlier you say President Bio, they support the sport.
Yes.
So how they get arrears now, Doctor?
Yeah, but we have arrears.
Okay.
Because President Bio don't put money in the sport past any government. If you look at what he did. What I have said to the FA again, CAF brought in 6 games in 3 months. Sierra Leone, they play home. Every time we play a game, we are playing away, which means it's cost us twice. Right? So we had to spend over $2.678 million in 3 months. You want the government to give you that money. The government was struggling, so they struggling giving us money. That's the truth of the matter. So we didn't have the money. We get for cut here, put here. We get for go to people. We lent money from them. We get for use people property for take a loan. You understand? This is what people are not explaining. But we ensured that everything where the team need, they'll get them. Let me explain this food issue. Yeah. The players ate breakfast at 9, which is usually the time. Because when you wake, you get for warm up and then you breakfast. They ate lunch at 1. Now we get what you then call pre-match meal. Pre-match meal are some small snacks where the nutritionists they make. Mm-hmm. So the pre-match meal was delayed. I'll tell you, I mean, this is a national conversation. We had gone to Ivory Coast. We have a budget for hotel between $25,000 to $30,000. All of a sudden, the hotel gave me an invoice of $35,000. So I needed to come up with $5,000, which I didn't have. Government has not given me $5,000 extra. Government had not even given me all of the money. I get small resources. I'm worried if I spend this money, then this team win, match bonus will become a crisis. You know how camp gets disorientated.
Yeah.
I am negotiating with the hotel for cut the price down. Strangely, the hotel decided that they're not going to issue the pre-match meal, even though it was prepared. It's never happened. I get into a hotel, it's all the while they give me a bill.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. Even when I don't have a credit card. It was strange that the hotel said, oh, you don't pay this money, we will not give you food. Because someone in the team had gone to them, negotiated with them for let them overcharge we. Now, say, when I not give them meal, when I hold them to ransom.
Oh, okay.
So they held us to like that. We then negotiate for about 40 minutes. The players came to 3:30 for the pre-match meal. When snacks, sometimes we provide these snacks. Now 10 players go can't take them. Sometimes they're 8. So most of them don't eat lunch. They don't want it. By 4 o'clock, the game they play at 7. We finished negotiation. We came out. The players in Tinap, we said the pre-match meal is ready. They said no, they know they eat it on late. Shocking again. You could see all of this ganging up, coming up, because now you don't cut. You're cutting here. Francis Nkela used to say, when you fight corruption, it fights back. Yeah. It's fighting back. You could see everywhere now, it's fighting back. Even on social media, they're posting, oh, money, money, money. But the money has not been given. They're not financed. How will anybody steal it? So anyways, they said, no, they eat pre-match. So I spoke to the nutritionist. Now I said, no, this food, the way they make it, if you put it on a plastic or anything on a travel time, it will get food poisoning. So we said, okay, when I left her. We asked Stephen Cocker, what do we provide as an alternative? He said, this is not really important. He said, we just normally have this in case somebody hungry. He said, buy us fruit. We bought them $150 worth of fruit, mango, this. We took it to the camp. They had it. They were happy. We asked them, guys, you okay? Do we need to buy you food? They said, no.
Okay.
Then go draw. When they kind of say, oh, we're not eat.
All right, okay. We'll get back to that. Over to you. That's a lot. That's a lot. Over to you, Mr. Charles. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much.
Yes. So let's talk sick picking. Sick picking has been running since 2018, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
You're very correct.
Okay. And in sick picking, the main cause is to raise funds for underprivileged, sick picking them, for helping them to get proper medical treatment and all of that. So tell me more about the project.
Well, as Fambolemgo recall, Sick Picking projects, as you already mentioned also, started in 2018, essentially with the goal and desire for make we help picking them where get complex conditions them, mostly where either them family not able to handle or the country, Sierra Leone as a country, not able to provide the medical services for them. And so what we can end up for do now for bega for each of them picking in day and able for send them, for go hospital. So whether now we own hospital them na salon or hospital them na abroad. But the most critical parts now for send them go abroad. And with the realities of how things them day, with the way we Leons done for them, make them even more difficult for we because usai formally you go big, 20,000 Leons, we go give you $2,000. Now we 20,000 Leons or 20 million Leons, not they even give you $1,000. So then they don't increase the workload significantly.
That's bad. So we really still not get to upcoming marathon.
Yes, so we marathon are one of the activities that we can use on a consistent basis for able for provide and raise funds, but also at the same time increase awareness around the critical conditions that we will begin them in Sierra Leone to be faced with. And every year we can get charity concerts. We can happen around the March, April, May timeline, and then we can get charity concerts. We marathon. We can happen every December, and we can encourage people then for make them run or waka from National Stadium to Aberdeen. And during the process, we can sell T-shirts, and people then can buy them T-shirts, and then T-shirts and the people in the buy for make them able for participate. Now that money then they also we can get together for make we able for put resources them together so that we go able for help the picking them where they on we list. And as we speak currently, we get 58 picking them. We need critical healthcare support, and 2 of them picking and they get congenital heart disease. But the beautiful news now that we get a starting point. Stephen Colker, as part of in signing out of the Leon Star team, all the money that will Leon Star pay him, where he play na the AFCON, which surmounted to $12,500, 9,888 British pounds. It donates them all to sick picking projects, and so that money they now will fit for full up, so that we go able for send 2 picking them go na hospital. And then at the particular focus of this charity marathon, we will do this particular year.
Look at into a significant for Charles. The area of transparency and accountability. How more you do improve on that day every day?
The area of transparency and accountability, now the reason that we make person like a Steve Corker get mind for give entire money, because make I give you a quick rundown.
Yeah.
When we been get the conversation, Steve reached out to Ronnie, we now the media person for the Leon Star team, and so Leon Star so he asked questions. Say he wants for know which charity we really they do good work and we're transparent. And people them recommend plenty different charities them, but in the frequency of arrival, sick picking became more prominently recommended. And the fact that Ronnie himself already know what in sick picking to do and trust sick picking, it'd be easy for making recommend them. And from the conversation, I had a 40-minute meeting with Steve himself. Okay. And after the conversation, he was very convinced that the choice was right, and decide say he not go only support this particular time, but moving forward, he go always be willing and happy for support sick picking in the work we do. And over the years, what we don't do now, if we raise money, for instance, for Ambassador Sanusi, we will give consistent updates. Yeah, right now we get particular picking where we raise money for Vivian. We get bonds, and then at Connaught Hospital, we need 12,000 for him, 12,000 leons for him. A bond, at a 5 degree, 58% of in body bond. Yeah, and we raise money for them. So all the people that we don't put money, we don't show exactly how much money we'll receive, and we just show still how much money we still left. For we, down na the Bible and the Quran of the work they do. Transparency cannot be played with, and as a country we know how people them not trustworthy. We know for a fact that plenty people them they claim for be transparent and accountable, but they not actually don't put them into practice. And we want to make sure say there's a change, and that's make we not able for day up to this period.
At some point, the bigger retire. Imagine somebody don't donate 5 10. They say, okay, Alfred is a friend, but attire. Sometimes they never even pick your call. Sometimes they know they donate again. How you manage situations in the Alfred?
It can be very difficult. That's not the sincere true. Yeah. All the time where we get for big consistently, and it's very, very hard for make we continue for able for keep them people and their interest at the same level. You know, some people and we can consistently put. But one of the things that we can always encourage people to say, if we get 1,000 Sierra Leoneans, where we all agree, say we put 50 leones every month, it's a whole different ball game than where 5 people then decide, say, then they give 5,000 leones. They can't do it every month because that's a lot of money. Yeah. But 50 leones, everybody able to afford them where they work or where they do business on a monthly basis. But where we can raise them campaigns then they on social media or on traditional media like Rise Radio, people them go. You go get 5 people them. We go come up and say, okay, me I begin for put 50 leones, and then 5 people and they. So very sincere, we can always say nothing not too small. But when you realistically put them together, what thing they go able for do? Where you they talk about $15,000 when are the minimum amount of money where would they look for one picky we get a congenital heart disease. Yeah, we mean say a born with 1 hole or 2 hole or 3 holes them nine heart. We want for go do in surgery for pay for in flights, in feeding, in accommodation, in stuff, plus the medical bill itself. Once you put them money then they together, the minimum amount of money where you need in leones, you talk of almost 500 million leones or more. And for make you bigger that kind of money, it require you for do like almost 2 crazy years. And some of the people then go say, oh, when they still bigger for this same picking so. Yeah. But forgetting for realize, say, I've been put 20 leones last week, and I put 50 leones this week. We make them 70 leones, but I not put again. And these people then still live and bigger. And this amount of money where I put, where you convert them, it not reach $2 yet. And then look for $15,000.
How strong are the health sector in relating all what you do, Alfred? Because there are times where paddy and paddy call can be different. An hospital in India will tell you saying that this for Alfred. But if the states call and get them discount because they get the international connections them, how the states help in all this? Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, to be very sincere, one of the things them we are the push for right now that we forget one sober hospital. That in our current campaign and advocacy. If we begin to see the first family, they walk into a particular hospital when they're sick, it makes a lot of difference. The critical reality will be different when the hospital prepare for treat the first family of our beloved country. But when the hospital not prepare for treat with the first family of our beloved country, you're not able for treat nobody. That's not the sincere true. And if we get one sober hospital in a salon, even if the bill is $10,000 for treat this particular condition, it's still comparatively way cheaper and will boost Sierra Leone and Sierra Leone economy. Because $15,000 for go na India, you get for pay flight tickets, you get for pay for feeding, you get for pay for accommodation. But if the hospital there na Sierra Leone, we don't need for pay for flights, we don't need for pay for accommodation, we don't need for pay any extraordinary amount for feeding. And so that is the current reality. And so until we reach that stage there, where we all within a Sierra Leone get confidence for use we your hospital then we hospital and go on date to that kind of level and we're going to provide with the service where we need. Otherwise, it's still going to be a big problem.
Okay, we have so much to talk about, but the time is 8:31 in our studios, and now we'll go for a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes to waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always choose Sarah juice because they make them from with local foods them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sarah juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now make we always choose Sarah juice. Sarah juice is nutritious, it's healthy, and it's sweet. Sarah juice, not the taste of Salone.
Good people, members, you listen to Rise and Shine on Rise Radio 96.3 FM with the country every Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:45 in the morning. So over to you again, Mr. Charles. There's this program that was done last year, some interviews or something, Ryan, about 3,000 Sierra Leoneans benefited from it. So tell me more about that day.
Well, the what we call the interfaith dialogue, a program where Caritas Freetown Haley International Relief Foundation, Lani Foundation, and Tsuchi Foundation. Apparently, we don't switch now to the paid parts. Who side and they pay me, sick picking and volunteer work where they do with passion and love, but waiting and they pay me for now for work as the programs manager for Caritas and also as the in-country representative for Haley Foundation. And so we get a consortium what we call Partnering to Serve Humanity. And every year, Sierra Leone is a very wonderful country where we don't enjoy religious tolerance to the highest level. And that is something we want to continue for showcase, but at the same time strengthen and cement them. So what we can do every year, now that we get our religious leaders them, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christians, and the varied sects of Muslims and Christians them. At the same time, we in Sierra Leone now we get plenty Sierra Leone where they practice Buddhism, we get plenty Sierra Leone where they practice Rastafarianism. So these are also religions them. Plenty people are only savvy about Islam and Christianity, but it is beyond that now. And the world bigger and more open past that. So in the interfaith dialogue, we can get the religious leaders there so then they can preach and teach within their own religion. The previous years we've been here for do with elections business, we'll be making them can preach and teach about how we for comport with self, how for manage with emotions them when it come to electoral conversations and arguments. This year, we'll talk about how we plan for develop we country. As a country, how we for take responsibility. We all know say Sierra Leone country with plenty dishonesty today.
Yeah.
We all know say Sierra Leone gets boku challenges the way people then will see through. If you not affect them, they need to talk to. And I can always point out, say, if you go to a hospital, the patients come up the bed for don't count down because the nurse they play na phone. The nurse go only take them serious if na auntie or imama. If in company nurse allow for make imama for them. Or infamable for them come on at the bed, and that person they run into complication. It feel very, very bad because na infamable. But in many cases, if na in the play on your phone, if you were in company and correct her for say, now because you be the play on your phone, make that person for them, you not agree. And so because of that level, we need for continue this conversation and deepen them so that we go be sincere and be truthful to every work we will do for Dua with the right attitude and passion. After we then go down get this conversation and preaching. We expect 3,050 Sierra Leoneans, them less privileged people, them for show up, and each of the people where they show up, we get we coupon already. Go get a minimum of 30 kilograms of rice.
African and outside their work and they attempt to see. A lot of people they go, they know to go listen all about this religion. Now the each side they go. Let's talk about the item 13.
Well, I mean, significantly, we all know, say, Christmas time, not the time of giving. Christmas time, not the time of showing love, for help other people that we don't go through. If the person don't eat well throughout the year, towards Christmas time, we ensure, say, let people get opportunity for get small food where they go allow them for me they able for eat during the Christmas period, but also we go push them to the early part of January. Now that make we the give each person we show up with we coupon, they get minimum of 30 kilograms of rice where will be made available to that individual day. So if you get with the current price of rice, now we country, we they give this rice absolutely free in a very transparent and accountable manner to people that we most deserve because we they give now the mosques, the churches, the Rastafarians, and the Buddhist religious leaders them, we they give the coupon them for make them identify their own people them, now then congregations them, we fall within the category of people where we don't guide them for making them provide. And then people then go come up and collect.
The cook one serve good as well?
No, not the give cook. It's not dry rest we can give, dry ration. We get we own special bags that we're at 10 kg, and at 3 of them 10 kgs, then each person will get the coupon go get.
I want to add the 3,500 number if cook one be there.
Okay, we have few messages here online, so we carry them out. The first one is from Ali Kurumai saying, when it comes to sport, Emmanuel Saffa Abdulai they do a very great job for the past 20 years. This man a legend. May God continue for bless him. Tony say, NSA has been doing a great job in the area of sports in the country. I know he knows that there is a lot more to be done and that he will do his best. My question is, are there no areas apart from the government and within the country that can be reached out to in area of sports funding? This question is for you.
So thank you very much. Thank you for the compliments. Maybe I'll become a legend when we'll qualify for World Cup. We still have a chance to qualify for World Cup. And then we qualify for 2028. We get at least 5 to 10 athletes go for the Olympic in the U.S. in Los Angeles. But yeah, thank you for the kind words. I think the reality about Sierra Leone is that every sector needs revamp. There are problems here and there. There are problems in sport. I am not oblivious of the fact. When I took this job, I knew that there were problems. I set up a media team. Just yesterday, I'm saying to them, I said, we anticipated this to happen. Mm-hmm. We anticipated that if we bring changes, that people are going to fight back. And we have a gullible public. You get 1 or 2 people. So we're talking about a national team where capacity is a problem, from players to administration to technical team. There's a capacity gap. We cannot do better if we're not doing. So my point really is, one, we need to try to get a coach with base now, where they put together home-based players, not to Boku, 25 players, where they train twice a week. Because what we now have is a national team full of foreign-based, I'm not saying foreign professionals, foreign-based players. Players who are overseas, either them born then day, where they play in 56 leagues, already we call them. But if we have a national league where they play, and then you coach the train them twice a week, look for example, Dabo Borojo, Nathaniel from FC Cologne, he just blend into the team because of his standard. They play very well. That's what we need to do. But in terms of money, we have to diversify the funding. And then a very good suggestion from that text today. Government cannot continue putting this amount of money. We're talking about 6 children. Sometimes I don't even afraid for talk about how much money government is putting into football alone, because you will see, say, other sectors are gapping, waiting to hear it, and then go vex. We need resources. So the new regulation, what they put is, it's to have corporate bodies, corporate institutions contribute to the sports development funds, but also at the same time. So if you go pay for food, a restaurant, 0.1% of that the tax comes into the sport development fund. So we're trying to alter things in a way when we need for go play leagues, we don't need for go finance anymore. But so we have also a sport development fund where they set up for get an independent board of trustees, people who are professional enough for ensure, say, the resources are amended, are used properly. Because I will be here today, I have all the intentions, and when you're gone, someone else will come, and there'll be problems. So you have to set up all of the structures. So yes, I agree with the Texas. We are looking at ways to diversify the funding.
Look at engagement. I know there are times you can travel out of the country. Last year you've been in Namibia. You lecture on sport law, development, governance, and all. How the country will benefit from your expertise?
So thank you. So first thing is, I have been a lawyer of nearly 18 years. And I've been in sport for 20 years. So I was already in sport before I got it. I pay a lot of attention to sport law and the problems of sport. Even now in Sierra Leone, the problem what they get in terms of managing teams, it's managing the Leone Star. It's also about sport law, how the sport has been structured. So when I took over, we were part of what you call the African Traditional Games and Sports Confederation. So they invited me to Namibia and Zimbabwe, where I spoke about the problems that we have in the region and how we can try to solve it. We were supposed to have started doing that in Sierra Leone also, but we're not doing it. In January, February, we'll go around the country, talk to law students, talk to students, Makeni, we're going to Kailang, Kenema, Jala, FBC, and use the same opportunity. Because if the little I know, if people value out of Sierra Leone, it means Sierra Leone also can benefit from it. And particularly when I'm running the National Sport Development, the NSA now, I think it's an opportunity to begin to talk about it. So we plan quite a lot of public outreach on that.
How best you plan for diversify the sports? Because it has been football all the time. Cricket, they do
We have already.
And cricket, they don't bring in more lawyers home, but to really give the support to them.
So the good thing is, again, I always say, the executive of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, they have done a tremendous job. Yeah, they are only compared to the Sierra Leone Football Association somehow. They go out, they get resources, they use the resources, and you see them. Cricket. So sometimes I can unbug the head, but when I get resources now, and there are no questions of impropriety. So low give the resources. But this year, we are going to support 2025, we're going to support 10 crowded sports.
Okay.
And cricket includes, because what we want to do is we get these sports they play then nationally, just like football. So basketball, volleyball, football. That's what we're going to do next year. But also, if you look at why the other sport they're not developed, every little corner where you turn, there's a football pitch. Even if not 3 aside, not 6 aside. There are no facilities across for the other sport. So next year we are beginning to build basketball, volleyball in communities.
Yeah.
So we are hoping that, again, we are not, government will give us some resources and we are fundraising externally because you need, if you go to the US, you go to New York. In New York, every 4 blocks there is a basketball court. Every 4 blocks, not a downtown Manhattan. So that's why you see they produce really good people. How many basketball courts do we have in Freetown? How many volleyball courts do we have in Freetown? The schools, they say, oh, now they play basketball, but there's nothing. So we're now, next year, moving into building the infrastructure to ensure that the young people get alternative sporting facilities, not just football.
We have a few minutes for wrap up the program. Let's just see what's in the newspapers and say this morning. My first speaker here now from Global Times, again at the front page. VP Julia Jallo arrives in Abuja for ECOWAS Heads of State Summit. Honorable Musa Tarawali receives red carpet welcome in Lokomasama and Kenema. And World Bank rolls out $80 million to government. AG 2 orders ministers replace. Now all you will find at the front page of the Global Times. On the Vindicator newspaper getting at the front page, World Bank approves financing for Sierra Leone's fiscal and climate resilience. Abisal CEO discusses tech, education, and gender. Akisaya leads Freetown in backing fossil fuel treaty. This is all you will find at the front page of the Vindicator newspaper. Other than that, you get the Independent Observer. We get on the front of Mr. President, Can We Talk? Part 68. World Bank supports Sierra Leone with $80 million. You can see a portrait of the President, retired Brigadier Julius Madabiel. The Kalbash get on the front page say EU commits 20 million euros to boost solar mini-grid development in Sierra Leone. And Vice President Julia Jallo highlights government achievement at Civic Festival. This and more you can find at the front page of the Kalbash. The final pick this morning from the Expo Times, Gazette together at the front page say, Government of Sierra Leone, EU signed joint communique on political partnership. Chief Minister clarifies misconceptions on foreign investments. And President Bio makes new appointment. This is all you will find on the front page. Lots of the sporting updates very quick, and when the team come at 9, then we'll give you more updates on the Rise Sport. Parliament of Sierra Leone summons top sport officials. Bow Rangers FC defeat Bantal FC in post-game to lift the SLFA Super Cup. Collegiate Senior Secondary School wins Western Area Cricket School League. New York Premier League releases final fixture for 2024-2025 Premier League. This and more will come up at 9 when the Rise Sport team come.
So we're about to wrap up the show, but over to you, Mr. Charles. So what's your last words of Famble then? What will look forward towards the marathon? And obviously, I will get for continue for big money for his.
And I hope they bring ambulance to the marathon more for me and Precious.
Hey, I know you do that.
Well, we always keep make sure
I always go, and I always say it. I even get medal. What's the problem?
Well, that's also true. Okay. But we always make sure say we get medics them, we get volunteers them, nurses and doctors them. We can also join the marathon. The essence not to follow person go on for die. The marathon now for some people in the waka, so now both marathon and walkathon. So you can waka because now follow we get fun together, but at the same time raise funds for them picking them we sick because we not for wait for make we say until me on family picking sick before I go show support. Plenty people them they show support when them family them sick. Well, we director of NSA, we now one of we strong campaigner them. I always can talk about in story where a old box and we go bigger on a beach. Yeah. And not be wait for making family picking sick. And one particular, lady been the way if you see how that lady been fit here in a beach, you not even know other a bog. I'm not call the amount of money we've been put, but been put substantive amounts na in your box where it be old. In Forex even. And after we don't put him money, he go back to this lady, they help for raise money. The lady was so rude to him. But not to be the lady in rudeness, I've been really touched by. Now how he react to the rudeness. And simply say, oh, I'm sorry, ma. and we walk away. And so that's not the reality what they get every day. And chill on me shoulder, and I feel so sad because sometimes in day, just because of the work where you do at a given time, people in they measure you based on that one day. They don't know so you do it out of passion and out of love for help other people them where they in need. And we all need for land and day. Because you meet with the bigger at St. John, or we go on the street for make we raise money, not mean to so with the big money for we self for go eat. We want for help the picking the way get complications them. Because we now so we take save we own picking them. And we believe say everybody we show commitment, we help picking the way they in need. Papa God go always help you.
So the dates for the marathon again inside the start and then quick one.
The dates for the marathon they actually be the 21st of this very December. When our next Saturday, this Saturday we they come, and we they start from the National Stadium, and we they waka around, so they reach na Aberdeen, and it go be fun because medal and day for people them way, able for reach with in different categories them.
Emphasis on walk.
And but also we the interfaith dialogue we just talk about they actually happen this time around. Now the Rastafarians then the host and we can as until we can rotate from different religion and the Rastafarians and the host this time around a culture radio then compound Nagus Nagas in Grafton, and it go be very interesting because you go yeri boku reggae music, you go also yeri the vibes and the religious leaders then go there for also talk about the different from the different religious perspective them, and at the end of the day family we get we coupon go receive the rest.
It's a pleasure having you, Ishmael Halfway Charles, humanitarian and author. I know the next thing you can talk about.
Oh, you book, yeah.
I'll talk about the master's harder. But anyway, congratulations. Welcome back home.
Thank you very much.
Saffa Abdulai, we'll wrap up now. You close the message, and how can someone reach out to the NSA?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bash. Thank you very much, Precious, for hosting me. It's been a great program. Family sport now in a game, whether it be football, it be basketball, it be volleyball. Sports now on a picking and the play. Sports now on a government money, on a young money, and government they put into them. We all need to come on board for manage this. Few people don't hold this sport to ransom for a very long time, and they feel it's their territory. What I am trying to do, I try for bring reforms, and you can see that it's fighting back. But we all want to do sport. Whether you be blue, green, mandate, Limba, SLPP, APC, whatever we're doing. For all we able to do sports, we need to invest a lot of money into it. We can't rely on the government. We need you to put your own resources and then hold me to account to it. We look forward to all of us working together next year so that we will develop a sport for young people and create jobs for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's a wrap on today's episode of Rise and Shine. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Remember, every day is a new opportunity for you to rise and shine. Stay positive. Have a fantastic week. Don't forget, we're still celebrating. We are in the festive season, so Merry Christmas in advance to all of you in the studio.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
So special thanks to my executive producer, my bar producer, Mr. Bryce Sisse, John Younger, and the team with your Facebook Live. Continue to stay glued to Rise Radio, 96.3 FM. We get Rise Sport to go meet you just now at 9 o'clock. We get Long Bench from 12 to 1. We get Salon Woman from 3 to 5. And we get We On Salon go meet you from 6 to 7:30. Continue for Stay Glued to Rise Radio, 96.3 FM. We have been your host. I'm Precious.
And I'm Moya Basiru Sanusi.
Bye-bye.
Rise Radio, we keep it light on 96.3 FM.
No sonka. No sonka.
Yes!